Good morning, sisters and brothers. Brother William here with another sermon for you. I've just brought my son and his friend back from the pantomime. Now this year it was all about Aladdin. Their favourite part was where Wishy Washy had the audience up doing Gangnam Style, which is very current and either trendy or geeky, depending on your age. It was arranged through the church as a thank you for all the kids' hard work in the community over the course of the year, which I thought was a nice touch. Now, religion isn't always like that. Point of fact, religion is very seldom like that. I was watching the Free From Thought hags try to slander Dawkins last week, and that tipped Cases and Materials laying into Renee Hendricks for daring to offer her non-feminist viewpoint on the matter. And when I was doing that, I took to considering my position on this. Not my position on Cases. He's a fucking wanker and a complete waste of oxygen. No, but about how harmful religion can be. Now I'm lucky in this. My childhood minister, Mr. McRae, was a lovely, gentle soul. He was, he almost radiated tranquility. And he could calm even the angriest of debates with just a wry comment or two. He had this gift for making it seem that he thought what you were saying was the most important thing in the world to him. I don't know, maybe it was. Church really was a pleasure. I really resented being dragged out with the rest of the kids from the morning sermon to attend Sunday school and get the dumbed down kiddies version of whatever the service was going to be. In spite of that though, faith is something that's eluded me. I try and live a good life, and I'm pretty sure that Mr. McRae would approve of my lifestyle and my family if he were around today. But I just can't believe in what he took to be an absolute truth. And because I can't believe that, I can't see why actions that are decreed by holy books or preachers should be any more compelling than actions that are generated from less constrained thoughts or from less illustrious individuals. I tend to consider each course of action on its own merits, and I like to hear other opinions that run counter to mine, that challenge my perceptions. If they've got enough merit, then I'm happy to change my mind. I'd rather look daft for a moment than be wrong for the rest of my life. And I've tried to teach that same tolerant skepticism to my children, hoping that they're going to live a good life too. So, fingers crossed. But here's the thing. Not everyone's like that. There's 2 links below. The first one is to an 8-year-old girl praising the Syrian uprising. And what kind of parents encourage their child to call for a violent revolution to take place? More disturbing still is there's footage from outside of the hall. Another parent, another child. But this one hoisting a placard calling for the beheading of anyone who insults the Prophet Muhammad. What is wrong with these people? They think it's funny to get their children to incite violence, hatred, murder? Or do they have some kind of crazy, fucked up moral code that allows for barbaric obscenities like that as long as they follow the prescribed doctrine? And this wasn't in some strange foreign culture, by the way. This video, the first video down below, is from Sydney, Australia. But it's worse in the Middle East. The second link is to an Egyptian child preacher. Now this one's calling in no uncertain terms for the Muslims to retake Jerusalem. Hey, newsflash, kidda. The Muslims are already in Jerusalem. They make up over a third of the population. It was 32% in 2007. I don't know what the latest figures are. There'll be something close. Most of them are from families who have lived there since the end of the Crusades, and they live right next door to Christian and Jewish neighbours. Even so, our boy is off on one. He's calling for Muslims to take up the cause under a banner the colour of blood, the water of honour. Words fail me. The kid isn't old enough to be responsible for his own actions. He's well below the age of majority in any Western country anyway. that means that someone is responsible for filling his head with this shite. That's child abuse. That's child abuse as damaging and horrific as anything like the molestation that Dawkins suffered when he was a child. There's another skeptic you might have heard of, Sam Harris. He's often misrepresented as having said that religion is worse than rape. Now what he actually said was that if he could rid the world of either rape or religion, he'd choose religion. And watching this, I can see why. You see, religion can be good. It can be very useful, but it is also open to abuse by manipulative, evil bastards who can turn an 8-year-old child into a political weapon. If religion is your thing, people, pay very close attention to what the preacher is saying to your kids. Here endeth the sermon. Now down below, I've included Renee's video on the latest Dawkins Watson Stramash. It's powerful viewing. Don't bother watching Casey's reply. Just jab yourself in the eye with something sharp. It'll be a lot less painful. Anyway, laters.